You're watching the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Evie.
Hello?
And Nicole.
Hello.
And we get started right away on this thing.
Straight in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. So, Chlorel is fleeing two of Herawa's motherships. And as stated on Gateworld, the vessels don't have long-range capabilities, so kind of have to assume that he may have been fleeing a larger vessel that was maybe destroyed by Herawa.
Yep.
Also, guys, did you realize the directionality of the ion cannons there?
Yep.
Like, they came from all over the planet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this comes up later, obviously, as well.
Yeah. I love this episode because you have like absolutely zero idea what's going to happen. Like it starts in with we haven't seen the Tolans in forever either, so we don't even realize it's them. Such a great way to start.
They're not really dressed Tolan-y to me.
Not in the traditional sense, no. If you're looking closer to like their wrists, then maybe you can catch it, but it is definitely what's going on here.
But there's no
and we know who that is.
No forgetting who that head is.
No, I was gonna say that headdress, the one that the whole head getup is mad. It's so big and heavy. It's like
I was gonna say, didn't he say it was really heavy?
Yeah, I remember
he didn't like
heavy it was. I don't think he didn't like it. I think he said it was just so heavy for him to wear because it was a wig, obviously, wasn't it? Which is why I referred to it as a headdress by accident, because it's like he had to put that whole thing on. So
wow.
So we've got a couple of returning cast members in this episode. Obviously, we've got Alexis Cruz Ascara. We've got Frida Bertrani as Lyra.
Yep.
And also my favorite, Garwin Sanford as Nareem.
Yep.
And we also meet Maurice Dillon as Travell and Kevin Durand as Pakna.
That's it.
And I didn't realize that Kevin was in your favorite series, Lost. He was in like 11
episodes.
He was.
Martin Keamy. Yeah. He was a badass. He was very he was one of the most scary people in the show.
I can imagine him playing a good bad guy.
Yep.
And I also wanted to give a shout out to Bill Nicolai, because according to IMDb, this is his first credited appearance as technician Vern Elberts, but it's actually his 7th episode overall. And for those who don't know, he is also the stand-in and photo double for RDA on MacGyver and Stargate.
Yep. When you got people that can do the job, you keep them going. So
exactly. And guys, this is the first episode to air in the 2000s. So happy millennium.
Wow.
We survived Y2K.
We survived the apocalypse.
That's it. Let's celebrate. Schrodinger.
Also, guys, Nareem and Schrodinger passed through the SGC's iris, and Schrodinger isn't actually wearing a device, yet he's still able to pass through the iris.
He is. Also,
the iris doesn't allow matter to reintegrate, so how can Nareem and Schrodinger like rematerialize on the other side?
We don't ask.
Just like
Tolan technology.
Well, I think what Gateworld suggested is that maybe the wrist devices use some sort of particle beam technology to pass through the iris, which I think makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
This was my favorite episode for a long time. And I love the trial. I love the chess game between Zapakna.
I love a good trial episode,
Yeah.
He's actually a surprisingly good defense attorney.
Yep.
Zippy. I think I've told you guys this before, but I know that Nareem isn't everyone's favorite character, but I love him.
Oh, he has good intentions. He's a sweet guy, you know.
Yep.
I know we made that meme being like, can't tell if charming or creepy, you know, because it's definitely a fine line.
Yeah. He destroys his planet so that Earth can live.
Yeah, so
basically,
you know what?
exactly.
Yeah, we'll let any creepiness go.
But also, I just love Garwin. I have so much respect for him. He's an incredible person.
Yep.
I appreciate that in this episode, the twists of it, like seeming like the Tolan and Skara and everybody came in just before the intro. So when the names start coming up, it's like you already kind of know who the players are. Because most of the time, Stargate episodes will ruin that, where I'll see the name for an actor and go, oh, yeah, it's this episode, like when I was growing up. So.
Who's on trial? Ad. And then it's like all of a sudden it gets very serious very fast. Yep.
Yeah.
That's family.
Surprise.
It's such a interesting episode because it's really nice seeing just the Gould sit down again, like in Fair Game, and try and be diplomatic. It's very exciting.
So I guess the question is, like, how did the Tolans reach their new homeworld? Like Nareem said that the Nox and the Tolan were able to devise a way to get there. So, like, as a people, the Nox aren't huge on gate and deep space travel. So did they ferry the Tolans to their new homeworld by planet, or do you think they got there by some other means?
I bet the Nox have space faring capability if they need it.
Yeah.
So,
they have a floating city, for crying out loud. So,
that's true.
Yeah. I wish we had seen more of this Stargate. This is rare moment where we see another Stargate. I was going to
say this is an amazing Stargate, and like it's like size, circumference, width, and color are totally different than the regular Stargate, and there's no visible glyphs. So like, you know, it could be like a model that represents like the next generation of gates. It's very cool, and obviously,
oh my god, we walked there. Oh my gosh,
the Simon, is it Fraser or Fraser University in Barnaby?
Yeah. Simon Fraser, I'm guessing.
And we literally walked down those steps.
Yeah, we had to.
And I think I cried at one point, like from pure exhaustion on those steps.
I was going to say it was exhaustion, not excitement, sadly.
And it was a long day of traveling to locations, and this was the furthest outside of town.
Oh, so this is our first encounter with the Tolan weapons disabler, which comes up again in Shades of Grey.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. Just for show now.
Yeah, they're kind of like the Tok'ra, like they're just stuff that they just don't think to disclose.
It doesn't occur to them. You know, that's a part of what leads to their downfall. So
it's cultural differences. Every culture, like you wouldn't expect to like have to do certain customs in other cultures because you're just not used to it with you.
They're just not.
Oh my god!
They haven't been at war for generations.
Yeah.
So we encounter similar society in the Sentinel in that regard.
Loved the way Teal'c was just like, yeah, I didn't feel the need to carry a weapon in here. It's like, what? Like, I expect Teal'c to be the one with a
coming from
gun.
Teal'c.
So yeah, it's a big deal coming from him. I love that. You know, he feels so safe with these people. He's like, yeah, I don't mind. I trust them. They've proved themselves, and you know, we help them. So,
but O'Neill's not wrong. I mean,
no, obviously,
you guarantee our survival. If we don't survive, how are you going to pay us back? You know, So, and it gets even worse when we find out that the Gould are here.
Exactly. So, guys, is it just me, or does it kind of look like SG1 are approaching a chemist's raised platform at the pharmacy?
Oh my god, that is kind of what my pharmacy
looks like. What's your name? Give me your date of birth.
Address.
They asked for your address.
They do for me, yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh wow, okay. They don't do that in Australia. That seems like an invasion of privacy.
They can mail it to your house, so they know where you live. So they ask for your postcode.
I've tried to get her on the show and she's not responded. So.
Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I've had a little bit of communication with her. She's a nice lady. So, but just not everyone wants to be interviewed, and I get it.
No, that's fine. I get that.
Yeah. And they're potted plants.
Yeah, I feel like they could have chosen better pots, maybe, to show alien representations.
Paint them a different color or something.
Yeah, make them grey or like blue.
Yeah.
Blue, yeah. Just dye the kiwis blue.
Oh my, yeah.
The blue kiwis. Sorry, I'm just laughing at my own joke. So if I'm not mistaken, this is our last episode featuring the Nox. Yes. I think they mentioned in passing in Shades of Grey and Paradise Lost.
Exactly.
But
we have some kind of communication with them, but yeah.
Yeah. It's also, I think, we witnessed the destruction of our 6th Hatuk in this episode as well.
Not to mention,
surprised Lockwatcher hasn't come in and roasted me yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, love it. Love it. You know, this is like a really fun episode for like, I think for an actor to receive, because you're playing as two different characters so consistently, because the Gould are often just the Gould. You don't really get to see their human counterpart. So it's really cool to see it when they get to play such different characters.
So I didn't mention it before, but on the outside of this room, the door was, or like the wall was adorned with Apophis's serpent guard symbol on a flag. And we'll notice throughout, like SG1's room has the banner of the Earth symbol, and Liar's quarters appears to have the mark of the Nox symbol, but I don't think we've actually seen it before.
No, we haven't seen it. It's like birds.
It's like wings on like a ball thing.
Yeah, and it has the like albedo symbol on the flag from too.
It looks like that Harry Potter ball thing.
I like that Jack just said we'll take a dozen, and then like Noreen's like no. To be honest, right, this isn't like a weapon that they can destroy themselves with. I feel like sharing that would be super helpful when it comes to Gould interrogation in the future.
God knows, they're not going to use it as a weapon. Engineer it to do.
Well, yeah,
it's true. Yeah, still.
I guess.
But I'd like to take a dozen.
How do you guys think that this suppressing device works? Do you think it like emits some sort of electrical pulse that suppresses Chlorel, or is it dispensing some sort of sedative into his bloodstream?
It's got to be it's got to be interfering with whatever the Gould used to connect to the brainstem and take control of the mind.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of wavelength that
I
one
think
organism
it's a pulse of some sort
attaches to another. Yeah.
Because there is like an electrical current sort of in your bloodstream. So I reckon it has something to do with that.
Yeah, you're giving off a small electrical field at all times that your nervous system is running. And it's got to be interfering with that.
So Chlorel had knowledge of the Tolans. So how did Chlorel know where the Tolans were and what their level of technology was? So he knew they were capable of destroying Hera's ships. So I was just kind of curious. What do you guys think?
I'm guessing the Gould maybe have known about the Tolan for a while, but have like just avoided contact because of the cannons, you know? Like Earth doesn't know a lot of things and can't do space travel, so that's why they didn't know the location of the Tolan homeworld properly, except for with those devices they use to try and contact like, the Nox. Like if they tried to use that, they might know, but not on their own, so why bother telling them properly?
This region of space is probably claimed by some Goa'uld, and that's why I probably think that the Nox probably conveyed them there by ship, but they're so powerful that the Goa'uld just leave them alone. And just like they leave them alone on their planet because they'll be blown to hell otherwise.
Maybe
they know where they are because they've probably seen them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that headpiece.
That is like a bold fashion statement.
Absolutely.
Like the contrasting patterns, the headdress, the single earring. He's totally
very tall
through
man
those double doors. I was going to say,
outfit.
I actually looked up how tall he is. He's 198 centimeters tall, which is 6.5 feet. That is
He's
one
6'6"
tall glass of Gould. Yes.
Yeah. Tall glass of Gould.
He can't be that tall.
It's funny because like
he's 198 centimeters, which is like 6.5 feet, 6.5 feet.
He comes in
really
like
tall.
6'6". Oh my gosh, he's enormous.
Yes, he's really tall.
I didn't know that.
Because like David, you're tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
Yeah, you're tall.
So he's taller than you. He's like 2 feet taller than you.
2 feet?
2 feet? Is that 2 feet?
No.
Do we know like why they decided to change his outfit, his costume kind of design? Because I feel like with this one, it's really like over the top, you know, and then the next one that we see is a bit more subdued and a bit like
but he's
more calm.
You know, he's put it on airs because he's on a mission of diplomacy. So
right. So he's like really accentuating like the culture that he's stolen from.
Yep.
Cool. That makes sense.
Absolutely right.
Oh, this is very exciting. Yeah, we have Planet Pacifist. Whoop whoop. I love her.
So cool to have her back. And we were going to have Armin Shimmerman back as well, but he couldn't do it because of scheduling.
That's right.
So good to see.
So there's the Earth symbol.
Yep.
The arrogance from Jack here is quite funny.
Well, the Nox saved them.
It's quietly confident.
Lockwatcher said for the Nox, he said, "I'm here to apologize. No more Nox jokes. I rewatched the Nox episode and I thought you rated it lower in conversation, but you did not. Haha, yay, I'm free of the jokes. But you don't need to apologize, Lockwatcher. It was funny."
The Nox are not necessarily going to save their cookies in this one.
No. They're pacifists and they're going to pick who's like, you know, which argument is better, but to be honest,
neutral.
We knew they were going to pick Earth anyway, only because
I never thought for a second that she would pick in favor of the Goa'uld.
No,
because Skara is not living freely.
Killed her child, like, you know, She's got to have some, something in there.
I don't think so. I don't think that's it. I think it's purely that Scar is not living to his own will.
Oh, I always assumed that there was a combination.
You
like
think
I know
so? You think she holds some animosity?
I feel like this 0.1% animosity, because she's trying to be neutral.
She does such a great job in this.
I do like her authoritative.
Yeah. And then she's
attitude.
So corrupt 2 years from now.
I know, it's so tragic.
How the mighty have
she really is. So do you think as one of Apophis's most loyal underlords that Zippy shares like the same personal shopper as Apophis? Because they both have like a pretty fantastic sense of style.
Probably. Yeah, they probably have the same shopper, did you say?
No, I said personal
Taylor.
shopper.
Personal shopper and stylist.
Yeah.
Look, we saw that temple on Chulak. They've got to have some good things going there, and they all share it, I'm sure. Sorry, Jack.
A man with no diplomacy.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
It is a very cool device. And Alexis does a good job, of coming back around to his actual self. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Toker switch all the time, but the Toker are kind of share their bodies, so their personalities aren't too distinctive.
This thing is being pulled away from control.
Maybe there's kind of a slight delay when the when the device works. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of a delay in the personalities changing.
It's so sad hearing him talking about having kids and getting married because we all know what's going to happen to him in Full Circle.
Yep.
Bums me out.
Yep. He at least,
I'm glad they're okay though.
Is engaged to be married to someone, so he finds happiness for a little while.
And I guess as an ascended being, he gets to be with her in his own weird way. So
true.
Whatever the ascended being way would be.
Evil God.
The way he's kind of just rolled his eyes at that. I love that.
I know.
He looks so grumpy.
Facial expressions are great.
I'm living for it.
What a nice piece of artwork we have.
That was literally what we were doing though when we were there.
Let's just watch this. And
so they're heading to that rooftop lookout.
Yep.
They are. Yeah, that's where the rooftop is. I wonder what the university students who were here were thinking when they were just in class.
Great
and,
shot.
You see SG1 and people going by. That is a good shot.
I'd say it was probably during the summer or something when there was no classes.
They've got productions in and out of there all the time, so it's just a part of life at the school.
He does really make a good case.
Yeah, in terms of what the Goa'uld can bring to the trial, I think they bring it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Ted just brought up something that I was actually considering bringing up earlier. Was he was in X-Men Origins, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
X-Men Wolverine Origins. Sorry, I actually really enjoyed that movie, even though it's considered bad, and I really liked him in it. So. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really into Zipakna. Zipakna's really hot.
He's what's the word that I want? He's got gravitas. So
yeah,
they picked well.
That earring as well. That is a brave earring
fashion
to wear,
choice.
and he is pulling it off for me.
It's probably made of wood or something. I suspect it's really light.
Yeah.
So. Oh, yes, ma'am.
You betcha.
Oh, this is so good.
I feel like this is me and Evie if we were in a courtroom. It'd be like, Evie's Daniel and I'm Jack. It's like kicking me under the table. So good.
Oh, so many ways.
Because you say that they're not.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do you know? You just assume that they don't have sentience. But like a pig is as intelligent as a human toddler.
Yeah.
And so he brings up a pig here. It's like, well,
He brings up rats, but if I read correctly, rats are actually quite intelligent.
but not human toddler
Yeah.
intelligent.
No,
So,
but I think they're
when
more
I first read
intelligent
it,
than a
I
pig.
heard him say that. That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
And this is a point that's driven home here.
He's
that
making
they
a really good
stole-
argument.
But they stole the knowledge.
They stole all that knowledge.
They're pretending that they didn't, based on
It
what
was
we know.
acquired by them, but not in
Yeah.
that sense. It was acquired by them, by stealing.
And they were still able to do it, though. So I love the look on his face here. He's pissed.
Yeah. He comes back, though. Yeah, see, you can see he's just come up with a counter argument.
Yeah. Yeah, but we were able to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So at some point, they left the primordial waters with the Unas and found their way out into the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So someone must have stumbled on a gate address. This is one of my favorite courtroom episodes of any show.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
It may be the most.
This one's good, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the characters play off of each other so well. They're working so well together by this point in the series.
You really like Korai as well, so it's
yes,
nice
I do.
to
That's
see,
true. That's true.
Your courtroom
very much
episode.
so.
Enjoyment. I'm looking forward to getting to season 9 of Vala's courtroom situation.
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
brief.
it's good too,
like,
but it cuts. Yeah, it's still good while we have it. Yeah, this is a big deal right here. So it was alluded to that they encountered each other at some point between, when Skara was taken and now, because he said he told him he'd rather die than live another day as a Goa'uld. So it'd be a good comic book. And they brought Skara in. And this is the first time that I realized that Skara and Share were brother and sister. I didn't make that connection in the movie.
They really
I didn't make that connection in the
about
movie. I think I made that connection early in season 1, but yeah, it was never really verbalized.
Yeah, because he was a priest, so I thought he was a priest giving a young girl to Daniel, not her father. So
yeah. So Zippy retracts the statement later, but we obviously have ample evidence to the contrary.
Yes,
that
he's
none
talking
of the
about
survives.
Apophis.
Because literally Skara can speak for himself when he's not being suppressed by Chlorel.
I mean, yeah.
Share communicated with Daniel before her death.
Yep.
And
but
Kendra
only Daniel
survived
knew
the
that.
removal of her symbiote.
That's true too.
Yeah.
So
just get that Apophis recording in here. Get the big ball, put it up, and just be like, I'm dying,
So I think it's probably just the Goa'uld party line, designed to intimidate hosts.
That's what they go with.
And how they justify in their own minds, why they should keep the same host, because the host is already gone.
It is quite funny that the Goa'uld are very intelligent and they can speak this stuff, but they are essentially these little snakes that live in water,
just like the Tok'ra.
All they want to do is what they want to do is just leave, find something else to live in order to continue living and actually grow. And it is quite sad that their only choice is to go into a body of somebody that's already in there. It's it's very unfortunate. I do kind of wish that the Goa'uld had their own way to live on.
So I want to go back to Sam and Tilt witnessing the scout team futzing with the ion cannons. Here. Yeah,
this is a great nod from Laia. She's already showing how she's gonna lean. Very good.
Carry on, Evie?
So I was going to say, as we saw before, there's literally a grid of cannons located in various strategic locations across the planet. So how did the Jafar intend on marking each cannon as a target? Do you think they had several units split up and scattered all over the planet?
It's GPS.
Kind of orchestrating their attack?
Well, I think it's the distance. It's a long way to go around to do it.
So I think that as they walk, they're getting themselves in a position where they can aim at them all at once. So just by getting the distance from one to the other. In Maya mythology, Jingdiata says Zipacton was considered a demon, said to be very arrogant and violent. He He was characterized as a large caiman, and often boasted about creating mountains. Well, we certainly get some boasting in this one. And some good university exteriors here. Simon Fraser. And this is more leaning into our own mythology that we've built. So she can't have a relationship until she knows whose feelings she's feeling. And he's going to adore her nonetheless.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? We love a man who can love someone from afar and just respect them and just, and not force themselves into any uncomfortable situations. So I respect him for just loving her and appreciating her and being like, look, we're not going to be together. I'm still going to like you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the voice activated home device is kind of the creepiest he gets, I think.
That is the one bad thing I've really done.
Yeah.
But you know what? Evie, you would have that for Jack O'Neill or Richard Dean Anderson.
We're going to have that in a few years anyway if we want. So if you want Scarlett Johansson, in a voice activation, you can have her. For $10.99 a month.
So Nareem literally deflects Sam's concern and says the cannons were impenetrable. Yes, and also the Titanic was unsinkable. But
classic.
Human
errors.
They
didn't actually touch them. They just walked up to them and locked their coordinates.
Yeah. Their arrogance is just it just makes your eyes roll.
What do you think they're doing walking around to all of them? What do you think that they're doing?
They're not just going on a nice
checking
stroll.
them out? Each of the cannons? Come on. But they don't think
it's
that
hot.
way.
They're wearing metal. No.
It's having a nice casually stroll in nature.
I'd enjoy the downtime of just having to sit around waiting for the thing to end. Triad.
And there you go. O'Neill hits it on the head, unless they're taken out all at once. Because he didn't have anyone on the ground.
Ugh.
Jeez.
Jacob has asked a fun question that I'm going to take note of for the end of the episode, guys. So Jacob will come back to that in a bit.
Teal'c knows how to operate it.
Oh, we're not like that. It's so rude that she just has this kind of attitude.
They all have
trust
that
us,
because
lady.
they're
We helped
technology.
you. We helped you. Chill.
Ugh, she's like a stern headmistress.
Honestly, it's like that. It's like that headmistress or teacher that you can't argue with, even when you're right. I had so many of those, and it's like just because you're older than me and in charge doesn't make you right in this situation, wench.
Yeah, but you also, do have to respect the position.
I can respect the position, but when you're just being rude and telling me off unjustly, I am going to lose my calm.
Also, do you guys think gaggle is the correct collective noun for a group of Goa'uld?
Gaggle of gold.
Yeah.
I've never figured those out. I like it though.
I like it too.
Yeah, even they're leaning into the belief that, you know what, I think they're going to be all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Teal'c's right.
Yep.
Teal'c is always right.
Jack still said, we're not going to mess with this. Skara needs us, so. And Jack and Daniel are blinded to the fact that it's Skara, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Letting their emotions cloud their judgment.
Yeah.
So we're about to see the Nox flag. Just like a headband with wings.
Waiting for it.
It's just
I
behind
love
Leia.
the seating and the flowers. Oh, that's lovely.
It's
Look, lady, it's Teal'c. Let it happen. Trust.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Can I just say
the
that Teal'c
rules.
is such a hero for knowing that the pacifist might be inclined to help by approaching her with a pacifist answer to their solution. Like instead of getting angry and destructive and accusatory, he's like, help us hide something. No one's gonna get hurt. You know?
It's like literally his only option.
Yeah, it's such good thinking from him. It's so
very good
interesting to see him like
lateral
this.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Help us hide one.
I think there's also a very good chance that she would have just said, no, I'm not going to go anywhere near those things.
Yeah. Oh, Teal'c's so smart. Logwatch just said that Frida Betrani, is that how you say it?
Yep.
Liar is married to Tom Scholt, is that how I say that? Who was in Stargate SG1's season 6, episode 21, episode Prophecy.
That's correct.
Shazen. So that's quite fun.
Yep, that's
very
it.
Cool.
They have a son.
Oh, love that.
How dare she be late?
Of course he does.
Yeah.
This is a very creative approach.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Goulds can survive without hosts. They just need the proper
just put him back in the
environment.
water.
Yeah. No, it's not as fun, but it is life.
That's what I mean. I wish that the Gould were able to evolve in a different way that was less hostile. It's a shame that this is the way that they went.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Survives, yes. Lives, no.
Damn you, Zippy. That's a good argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, I never liked that line. That always bugged me. I can't believe he said that.
Well, he doesn't care about him.
I know, but like, you know, he said put him other host for what I care. Like, what host would that be? You know, like if given the chance, I might go to another innocent person who has to be taken over. I think it was a very anti-human attitude to have there. Very ignorant of him to accidentally let that slip out like that.
Whoop.
Well.
Just great. She's so good.
Oh, I love that he says that comes in anticipation of our victory. It's like, because there ain't no party like a mothership party, guys.
Evie. Oh my God, I love it. That was good. I enjoyed that. Jacob said that Teal'c's role in this episode seems to be understated, and it's such a big, cool moment for him. I agree. I think Teal'c was the real MVP of this episode.
Yep.
Sit down and be quiet, you ginormous, pretty man.
Uh,
I love that she can't help but
have to have
smile
that
a little
wiped
bit.
now. Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's actually a goof coming up, guys. When the guards bring in Skara to hear the verdict, the guard to the left of the screen is wearing like black braces on his arm, and then a moment later they're gone. Like literally a split second later they're gone.
Interesting.
So it's the guard on the left.
Our left.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. See, arm braces.
Yeah. Gauntlets.
No,
Look at you. Did you notice that, or did you read that?
No, I found that, but it's quite obvious, really.
Yeah, well, I guess you don't really like.
But like, I don't think I
attention,
would have noticed it
all of a sudden it's like,
yeah,
there it is.
I've never noticed that. That's really cool.
Yeah, neither have I.
This is why one of the reasons why we have you. All right, so there's Skara or there's Chloral. Yeah. Well,
So,
let
like,
me guess.
Yeah, because like it's kind of obvious that each Archon is going to vote in favor of their Seeker.
It's
yeah,
all
I found this
like,
part very
the
silly.
whole
exactly.
deciding vote always lies with the impartial Archon.
Yep,
Like,
absolutely.
like what do you expect? By some miracle, the opposing side's going to change their mind? Like, Lord.
But every year we have to hear a groundhog decide whether or not he's going to see his shadow. So I mean,
That's
you know
true.
what? There's just some things are just pomp. Yep.
Haha! Yeah, be angry.
Yes. Oh, the
Nose
nostril
flares.
flare?
Yep.
Ah, so good.
I don't really nostril flare. Like, whenever I see other people do it, I'm like,
My nostrils don't flare, but I wiggle the tip of my nose.
Oh.
Like
I can flare them. I just never flare them in like anger or
I
anything.
see. Okay.
You know.
Bye. Hello.
Yeah, you've been locked out.
Yeah, exactly. Of your own house.
So Chloral basically gets like a one-way
Daniel's
all
smiling.
expenses paid ticket to like the holiday destination of his choice.
Yep. That's his consolation prize.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think he's gonna pick like some Unas kind of like based planet and pray that one of them doesn't have a necklace on, so he can get right in there?
Yeah, pray. Yeah.
She gets out of there fast. She misses all this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, this is like one of the dumbest like attack. Like, it's just really dumb. Grabbing that communication ball and like using it within earshot of everyone else. It's so silly.
I'm not gonna lie. So this episode, love it. I think like around this point is when I was like, oh, I've cringed a little bit, and then I move on.
That music is great.
Yep.
It's the classic OG music.
This guy's like, seriously?
No, yeah.
Maybe they didn't want to pay to have Alexis out on the set of the universities. They're like, you stay here, so you don't have to pay for you to come out here that day. Save some money.
Well, yeah, it's a fair way out of Vancouver City. Yeah, Teal got some plans.
Honestly, whenever Teal comes in with like such prime, like strategy and intelligence, it's like, yeah. Because people think of him as the muscle sometimes. It's like, nah, he's so great. Such a valuable part of the team. Love it.
Don't you think Travell knows by now?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you would have thought she would have heard the
lady, we told you.
Yeah. I mean, just to make it perfectly clear, we didn't see any of this action when we were at the university.
So does she teleport them, or does she just hide them while they walk?
Don't know. I'm going to go for teleportation.
Yeah. Oh. What a babe. We love her.
That's pretty awesome. Well, you better. How do you know? Oh boy.
So surely it was like just invisible. Like it should have already fired on its own without it being.
Yeah, but we couldn't have watched it do it. Stock footage from the movie. There we go.
Great way to save money.
That's it. Realigning. This is a cool shot.
Yeah, like this should have already been popping off and destroying that mothership. When it did pop and it went off.
It did. The pop was effective.
Yeah. But yeah, it should have already happened, even though it was invisible, and I always found that silly, but I'm gonna get over
it. Good job, T.
I love that Lia's in the background, kind of having a bit of a freak out. She's like, "Oh, I kind of just assisted."
Well, like Sam says, like she really did like walk a fine line.
They don't like war.
Oh. Yes, but she did nothing.
If she hadn't done it, they'd all be dead.
Well said.
Give us some technology, lady.
Don't you owe us something big? Modest.
To Teal'c, at least.
I find it funny that the Tolans and everybody are like, "Nah, we don't share," but the Asgard are like, "Oh, we're going to share all over the gaff in the end."
Yeah.
There he is.
So
stewing in there, I'm sure.
So he's obviously wearing a Tok'ra getup.
Yes.
I assume it was sort of like a kind of goodwill gesture from the Tok'ra, like maybe if we
get him out of those
he'll give us some information.
Right. Absolutely.
But like I doubt very much that Skara would be willing to blend with the Tok'ra after his time with Chlorel.
Oh,
that's
definitely
just not going to happen.
No. Too much trauma.
Yeah.
This is honestly so cute.
So
yeah, because Teal'c's the one that grabbed Skara as well. Whoa, that's their first time, like properly being able to actually. Oh,
do you guys think that Skara now has he would now have the protein marker that Sam does? And in Legacy,
no, because it didn't die.
Sam insinuated in Legacy that blending deposits the protein marker, not the actual death and absorption of the symbiote into the host's
So
body.
he could probably use Gold Tech then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Teal'c has like a symbiote in him, right? But he's always like,
it's not the same.
He's always got it's weird.
It's not a part of his nervous system.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been blended. Yeah. But I guess this episode is just it's I do quite enjoy the Tolan story arc, but like their level of intelligence and superiority is like not really that dissimilar to the Goa'uld when you think about it.
That's true.
And like ironically, like these traits will also lead to their downfall, like they do with the Goa'uld. Just ironic. Sooner.
Really tragic.
That was Pretense, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.
Woo!